Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and welcome to Game 3 in a Best of 5 series being played between drewbie. He is a red Terran up here on the top spawn location of MLG Metalopolis, which of course means that his opponent, Complexity Stalife, cannot spawn at these close running positions. Instead, we see right here on the minimap that he is our green Terran down in the bottom spawn position. So we have cross positions, third game in a row. First game was Crevasse, we had cross positions, drewbie out upgraded and out marined Mr. Stalife. Second game on Zelnaga Caverns, Stalife actually was in a defensive position for most of the game, managed to kill a lot of medevacs full of marines, but just couldn't hang on to his advantage long enough. Made a couple of questionable decisions. Drewbie had his tanks in the right place at the right time, he had better upgrades, and was able to claw his way back in. He picked a perfect time to counterattack. Right as Stalife was attacking his third base, drewbie said, screw it, I'll go into your natural and your main and kill off all your production structures, and that's basically all he needed to do to shut down Stalife for the rest of the game. And that is, that's the heart of the Terran army. If you kill off a couple of barracks and suddenly you're making 2 to 4 more marines than him per production cycle, then you're eventually going to overwhelm him. And the fact that drewbie had all his upgrades before Stalife, of course, helped him in that endeavor as well. So both of these guys are cross positions. They're not going to know that, of course, until they start scouting. But I'm not sure who's going to scout yet, but in the production tab, we should see basically a mirror build, yeah. And I have seen a couple of TVTs that actually last all the way into minute 10, and they're totally mirrored. Like, they just pick a Terran build out of the Terran playbook, and they basically just roll with it, and sometimes they hit upon the same one. But probably going to be seeing 1-racks expand again once these guys confirm that they're at cross positions and not close flying positions. Maybe Stalife will try to do something tricky since drewbie has been out upgrading him and out manning him for the first couple of games. Maybe he'll go for a fast Banshee or something slick like that. Drewbie back at home, of course, doing the very standard Terran build, as is Stalife. Supply depot coming down right on time for both of these guys. Interesting, the drewbie picked red this time rather than blue. He was blue in the last map. I always wonder about that color micro, what they choose to build. Check out the supply depot here at the bottom of the MLG ramp. This is actually the most updated version of MLG Metalopolis, and it has supply depots here at the bottom of the ramp so that they can't build pylons all the way around it. When did they add that depot? Yesterday! Newest MLG version, get used to it. So you can actually destroy this depot and then wall off the bottom of your ramp. So it's kind of weird that there's that neutral supply depot submerged, because all it does is block you from building there. Drewbie is probably going to be doing some proxy action here. Maybe not. He did scout that close flying position first. Now he's going to head down here. He knows where Stalife is, though, so he could do a proxy racks if he wanted to. Stalife, on the other hand, did he actually get up this ramp? I'm not sure. It looks like, let's check this marine, see if he has a kill. No, no kill on the marine. Let's just take his vision then. No, he actually has not scouted. There's actually a Reaper for both players. No, Stalife missed micros and hits the wolf statue. Stalife missed microed and hit the wolf statue instead of drewbie's Reaper. He would have killed the Reaper also. Oh, poor Stalife. A couple of barracks coming up now for Stalife as he gets his expansion up. Drewbie basically doing the exact same thing. Like I said, these builds are pretty much mirrored. I don't know why Stalife gets combat shields before Stimpack. Maybe he just figures that there are no real timings that will occur where he won't have Stimpack already finished. But man, that wolf statue just saved drewbie's bacon there. This is a 2-kill Reaper because of that little miss micro. And Stalife knows there's a Reaper on the loose. He cannot be everywhere at once with these marines, so he's going to protect his mineral line. Probably the right choice there, and drewbie is going to be in here with his Reaper snooping around. Stalife won't be able to land until that guy's taken care of. We'll see if Stalife actually moves out anytime soon here with these marines. Yeah, he is going to come up. Maybe not. I thought he was going to come kill that Reaper. Actually, he headed out somewhere else. Back at drewbie's base, his orbital command is done. It looks like he actually did blow a scan there right on Stalife's base. He sees that orbital command. Sees the 3 barracks. I don't know if he clicked on this factory or not, but would be nice to know if he saw the factory there. Drewbie getting a starport up already, though, so somehow Drewbie is just out-macroing Stalife. Like, Stalife has 2 more Marines, and Drewbie has a whole tech structure ahead. That's just pretty crazy that he's getting his starport up already consistently before Stalife gets his factory up. Both players do have 3 barracks. Both players have the same add-ons. I'm just not sure how it's happening where Stalife is so far behind on his starport. Maybe that Reaper throwing a grenade at a wolf statue just caused his starport to be a little bit slower. And drewbie realizes he's not going to win that battle, so he just takes his marine and tries to get out of there. Oh, now he's got the high ground, though. Stalife moving on the low ground with his scouting marine. What a weird decision. And, of course, he just gets gibbed by these 7 marines wandering around the roads of Metalopolis. Reactor coming up now for Stalife, actually double reactor. We got a starport finally coming up and a reactor on that factory, so they will do the old swapperoo once that gets completed. Drewbie is ahead on workers, 33 harvesters to 30 of Stalife. Stalife is actually over here now with a lot of marines, not quite as many as Drewbie has. He does have combat shields, but Drewbie already has stim pack, so again, I have to question why Stalife gets the combat shield before stim pack. I mean, he is the Terran player, he is Grandmaster, so I'm not going to question it. It's just... seems to me to be kind of obvious that Stimpack is going to be able to be a lot better in the early game, and you can just get combat shields right after. You can get it while you're walking. So Stalife just now starting that Stimpack research. Kind of feel bad for him, but the starport is done now. He actually can't afford 2 medevacs at a time until he gets these gas pumping away. There he goes. So soon he'll be able to fully produce these medevacs. Looks like he's going to skip tanks altogether this time. Will he throw up a double engineering bay, though? That is the real question, because that's Drewbie's sort of flavor for this matchup. He's already got his double engineering bays up, getting +1/+1 upgrades, so somehow Drewbie's just faster at every turn. He's got the starport before Stalife has his factory done. He's got enough units to defend against an attack. He's got his base already set down. He's got more harvesters. I don't know how he's squeezing out all these extra seconds to get enough time to actually throw up 2 engineering bays and get +1/+1 upgrades rolling. Stalife is getting a tech lab up on his factory now, so it looks like he will actually transition into tanks after all. Don't see any siege tanks coming along. I'm going to take Stalife's actual vision here. I'm going to take Stalife vision, see what he sees just for a little bit. He's got 3 idle SCVs doing nothing. Let's see. 1 is at the Zelnaga Tower, so that's forgivable, but I did see 2 in the base that were just chilling after building supply depots. There's one of them there. But, okay, off of Stalife vision. Nothing interesting happened during there, but check this out. Stalife has idle SCV by the supply depot, idle SCV by the supply depot, idle SCV by the supply depot. I mean, if they're not building constantly, they need to be mining something, right? But again, Stalife trying to be aggressive here, moving in with a lot of marines. Drewbie is trying to take a 3rd base, so he's playing a little bit more economically. Harvester count is still in his favor, 49 to 45. I'm not sure if he saw this coming or what. He does have control of that Zelnaga Tower, but I don't know how he could have seen this coming unless he just knew that Stalife would be coming. Star Sense, there goes that scan on the 3rd. Stalife says, oh wait, you have units and medevacs there. Screw that. Actually, he's loading up in these medevacs, so hopefully he doesn't fly over the heads of these marines. I don't know where he's headed, actually. Might actually fly all the way to the right side of the base. If he dropped right here, that'd be essentially perfect, as there is not full turret coverage there. Actually flew right over the Zelnaga Tower, so he's going to reclaim that first before deciding which direction he's going to go. Drewbie's still just hanging out with the bulk of his forces here at this 3rd base. They are +1/+1 now. Stalife is fully loaded up, actually not going to be doing any attacking. Instead, he's just going to head home. Interesting here that he's got this SCV patrolling in case Drewbie comes from this angle to try and attack this 3rd base that Stalife doesn't actually have up yet. There he drops that command center. And Drewbie is on the move now. How many marines are in this little clump? We've got 24 plus 2, so 26 marines. 6 medevacs. He's got 1/1 upgrades. If we just look at the unit tab, we see 40 marines total for Stalife. He's actually got all of his forces here at this left side base, and I could not tell you why. Stalife, you're just confusing me, man. What is going on? 3 medevacs for Stalife, 6 for Drewbie. Stalife is behind on upgrades, +1 weapons, only about halfway done, while Drewbie is about maybe a quarter done with these +2/+2 upgrades here. Stalife does have a sensor tower up in case of any drops. He's trying to get a couple turrets up here and there. This 1 engineering bay against 2 really is killing him, so maybe he'll be able to watch these replays and adopt Drewbie's style, or at least change it around a little bit so that he's comfortable with playing with that double engineering bay, because it seems to be working charms, working wonders for Mr. Drewbie. Command center about to be complete here for Stalife. Drewbie still just chugging along here on the left side of the map, actually the right side of the map, sorry. He is going to find this patrolling SCV, so Stalife knows this is coming. He's got 5 siege tanks actually in line here. That's one thing Drewbie hasn't produced any of, is siege tanks in this game so far, so if Stalife can get some damage done, and he knows that Drewbie's army is away from home, so he's actually going to come in here as well. Drewbie did lose an SCV, so he knows it's coming. There comes the scan. Stalife is behind on upgrades like we said earlier, but he does have the medevacs here, and he's got the units in his advantage. Drewbie is forced to pull back home. You can see on the minimap that stream of red units. Oh my goodness, still 7 Marines surviving here for Stalife, so he is going to at least force Drewbie to pick up and leave or lose his orbital command. So this tank from Drewbie trying to bait him back into some more units perhaps. He doesn't have siege mode. Let's see how these Marines, if they are actually able to survive. There's only 3 left here against the superior upgrades here of Drewbie and the single tank, so Stalife is going to have to try and book it out of there. Loses 1 medevac. Looks like Drewbie's going to leave him alone on the other 2. Stimming up here, though, he still actually might catch 1 or both of these medevacs headed down the left side of the map. If he hurries, he can actually get in range there. Stalife, oh my goodness, is going to be close, but no, Drewbie. Oh wait, oh he did leave a handful of Marines there. Oh my goodness, so Stalife totally shut down there. If we look at the supply count just at the top there, 146 for Drewbie, 136 for Stalife, and I'm going to sneeze, so I'm going to mute my mic for a second. Okay, now that I've sneezed, we see Stalife taking his 3rd base, but Drewbie is hungry for blood. He's going to dance around this sensor tower range here. But of course Stalife is going to know this is coming since he had control of the Xel'Naga Tower as well. Can't believe Drewbie actually managed to snag those medevacs. Such good thinking there. He knew the medevacs are going to try and return home at some point. Only left, I don't know, actually a lot of Marines, about 8 or 9 of them there. Now here comes the Drewbie drop, the elevator drop, if you will, right here on the supply depot. So if Stalife overcommits to this and tries to save it all, then Drewbie is just going to move with his tanks and Marines on the low ground around to the natural. Stalife actually getting supply blocked here. Drewbie way up in supply, but he's going to lose all these Marines here. There's a single siege tank on the low ground, but Drewbie doesn't have vision up there anymore, so he does lose that tank almost needlessly, but still a good attack overall. Surprised Drewbie is actually now moving to the right side of the map. Stalife should be aware of this. He does have 2 siege tanks lying in wait for Drewbie's forces to arrive. 65 harvesters for Drewbie, 53 for Stalife. Dropping that scan, he says 2 tanks, I can take that out easy. Here we go. His Marines are sitting at 2-2. Stalife sitting at 0-0 for his tanks. Soon to be 1-0, but not going to be soon enough as all these Marines just stim up, dart forward, take out those 2 tanks, no problemo. Stalife not sieged on the low ground here. Sieging this 1 tank, actually blocking the flow of units from reaching in here, and now these Marines are just taking out SCVs. Drewbie's so good with breaking his army into pieces here to maximize their efficiency. So 177 supply now for Drewbie, 135 for Stalife. The harvester count 21 in Drewbie's favor. He's just going to keep hitting left side, right side, left side, right side, and keep Stalife bouncing from place to place while continuing to outproduce him. Now Drewbie is going to be on 4 bases while Stalife is struggling to continue mining off of 3, and the upgrades again way in Drewbie's favor. Right now these bio are about to hit 2-0 or 2-1 upgrades, excuse me, and Drewbie will be at 3-3 momentarily and 2-0 for his couple of siege tanks. Stalife just now getting 1-0 completed there. So here we go, Stalife on the move, stimming up. He actually is going to get the advantage here, taking out those tanks very quickly and sieging up behind his Marines. Drewbie losing a ton of forces here, not even trying to micro. He just sacked that whole army. These tanks in the back not sieging either. I don't know what just happened unless Drewbie was AFK. He is actually trying to take out Stalife's 3rd, so he was a little bit busy, but he just lost his whole army. Stalife actually has a supply lead now. If Stalife can continue this run through here, these Marines won't matter at all. Look at the production tab right now. You see 7 Marines and 3 tanks in production, so Stalife can get moving here and try and kill some stuff. This is the time to do it while Drewbie is away from home and doesn't have the supply to be able to keep up. Only how many Marines over here? 14. So Stalife, this is your chance to try and do some damage. He does force the lift off there. That 4th base of Drewbie is not mining at all, so actually this is a decent time to check out the harvester count and see that income. Stalife still slightly ahead, able to take out that 3rd base, so Drewbie definitely cannot lose the siege tank. He sieged up, might get 1 blast, no blasts actually from that siege tank, so Stalife looking in great position here to actually continue sweeping through. Drewbie does have more supply, but I don't know where all of it is. Stalife now losing the last of his infantry once these tanks are gone. Oh no. So Stalife is going to lose the last of that attack, but man, that really changed the course of this game. He managed to get out of there with all his medevacs intact at least, and drewbie taken down from 186 supply to only 120 now. Stalife closed that gap actually a little bit by doing all of those attacks, even though he did lose his third. Probably should try to replace it now because I think he's mined out at his main. Yep, drewbie also in that same position. Naturals aren't going to last too much longer. Stalife is going to be the aggressor here again and try to come in. Dun 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 dun. Stalife only 12 supply down now. He was down 30 or 40, so this actually is pretty huge. And all these SCVs getting caught, transferring to that fourth base. Scan goes down for drewbie so he can see exactly how many units are here. He was trying to do an attack at the natural, or toward the natural, of Stalife. This orbital command is going to be forfeit now, just going down. These 3 siege tanks, Stalife, no, too slow on the micro. He's going to lose those tanks. He does stem back and try to get back in here, but drewbie sitting at 3-3, Stalife sitting at 2-1. You don't need to be a math major to figure out that all these Marines are just going to close in with their superior upgrades, take out all those remaining forces from Stalife, and suddenly this game looks very, very grim once again for Stalife. Even though he got a couple of huge pickups there, couldn't actually capitalize on it, and man, that's going to be tough for Stalife to try and fight back. He's down by quite a bit of harvesters, quite a large number of harvesters actually, nearly 16 harvesters down. 3 tanks at a time coming out for Stalife. He needs the positioning to be absolutely perfect in these next few engagements. Sorry, drewbie with 8 Marines coming out with their 3-3 upgrades. These tanks, even though he has less of them than Stalife does, are going to be better upgraded. They'll be at 3-0 soon, while Stalife's sitting at 1-0. And he just leaves his tanks here for drewbie to come stem up and pick off. These tanks don't have that much health against a huge wave of 3-3 Marines with Stimpack. That's so much damage. They do 9 damage a shot, and with Stimpack they do so much more damage with that increased attack speed. So it's looking bad for Stalife again. He's not even trying to expand. No command center in the production tab for Stalife. We do see another one for drewbie though, and I'll remind you that this is actually game 3 in a best of 5 series, so if drewbie can manage to get the sweep here, that's going to be all she wrote. Stalife moving in with a bunch of Marines. These tanks weren't sieged, but now that they are, there's no way he's going to be able to get in there to sweep that up. And now drewbie has the freedom to just load up in these medevacs. He is going to be able to drop down here. He's already shelling at this barracks, and Stalife is basically going for a do-or-die counterattack. I don't know what he thinks he's going to be able to accomplish, but once these couple of tanks are down from Stalife, he is basically just sitting in an empty base with all of drewbie's units, killing off his SCVs. He's not even trying to do a counterattack as that scan goes down. drewbie has essentially the same number of units that Stalife does here over at this gold base here. And yep, that's going to be it for the show match. Good game, well played from Stalife, good game from drewbie, and drewbie takes it 3-0. Thank you guys very much for watching. These VODs will be on youtube.com/AskJoshy either later tonight or sometime tomorrow. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys very, very soon with more casts.